Welcome to a Bionicle summary. In this series, I'll be summarizing Bionicle characters' storylines, toys, and even appearances in other media. Starting off, Solek began his story as one of the Matoran created by the Great Beings. He continued to work on the Great Spirit robot, and befriended the fan-favorite Matoran Takua. He is stated as being Takua's best friend, and this is one of the first hints of this character being a fan insert. During the Great Cataclysm, the fall of the Great Spirit robot, he assisted his tribe in setting up the homes in the fallen stalactites. The fanboy theme is later continued when the leader of the tribe, Kirop, tells of the stories of the Toa Mata, and Solek, of course, idolizes Kopaka, changing his color scheme to idolate his heroes. That covers the backstory, and brings us to the bulk of the canon story. What little there is. The Toa Nuva moved into the Cardinui swamps with the assistance of Artaka. In doing so, they ended up meeting the Matoran, or what few of them had avoided corruption, in the midst of combat with the Makuta. The Toa discovered that teaming up with the Matoran unlocked powers and a sharing of thoughts. Solek turns into a complete fanboy at this point, which Kopaka is slightly annoyed by. He continues to assist the Toa in finding Cardinui keystones, but he was caught by the Makuta, along with the other Matoran, and used for bait to draw the Toa in. This is when he discovered his solid light ability. After the fight with the Makuta, he helped Takanuva round up the Shadow Matoran and heal their minds with Kalak. Sound blast, of course. He then traveled to Meternui to celebrate the Great Spirit Rising, but was enslaved by Pterodax and was later set free after the events of the Meternui story arc. Solek, as all Matoran, has the ability to shift his armor to be whatever color he wishes it to be. His cosplay as Kopaka has a hidden wisdom to it, allowing him to blend into the skies of Cardinui. This is probably why he wasn't turned into a Matoran despite his relative naivety. In fact, his comrades with their lime and bright orange could also take note from him on basic camouflage. He could also access some basic light blast, which could be channeled through his hands or blades, along with his special ability, being able to create solid light while teamed up with a Toa. Solek was introduced into the 2008 story as a tie-in pack with the Kopaka set. He clocks in at around 14 pieces. According to the fan site Brickset, it was a $7 toy at its release and now goes for $10 new to about $5 used. Almost all of his parts were, or like his swords, became fairly common. The exceptions being his mask and legs, coming in only 1 and 2 sets respectively. A few battle cards were released with him and Kopaka, but they were limited and released to Singapore, Sweden, Finland, Hong Kong, Croatia, and Estonia. They mainly used stock images from the Fantoka waves and weren't really that much to note. Solek did not appear in a lot of the story. He was in 3 of the books from that year and 2 of the comics. He did show up in Takanuva's blog, but that's where his appearances in the story stop, outside of games and assorted media. Solek appeared in the popular Battle for Power game on the Bionicle site. Links in the description below if you want to play that. He showed up in the Kopaka minigame as a life count system, there being 3 of him to choose from. In the Antros game, he would shoot light spheres when passed. And lastly, in the Matoran minigame, he was one of the playable Matoran in the speed race to the swamp. The fan reception for Solek wasn't high, with a fair amount of people thinking the monochromatic color scheme was boring. However, the toy did prove more durable than Tamna, the lime green jointed figure from the same lineup. So, from best to worst, it should be Photek, Solek, and then Tamna. Some people have pointed out that a, quote, ice character, quote, should have light blue eyes. This point, however, is countered when you realize that Solek is an Matoran cosplaying as Kopaka, and not an actual ice Matoran. One of the reasonable qualms of this set was the fixed joints that didn't lend to a lot of posability. Complaints about a lot of good mocking pieces, well, a lack of good mocking pieces, are also a reasonable point against all the Matoran sets. In fact, all sets from Solek's era had brittle joints, so that point can't really be used against this set in particular. The reason Solek is so widely popular is due to TTV member Messinak, who stated that he hated the Matoran sets, in specific, Solek. This led to a fair portion of the Bionicle community to rally behind a set, leading to a variety of memes. One of the major ones was the Solekian Wikia, which is linked in the description below, which created a fanon religion and backstory for Solek and the rest of the Matoran. Think of that as you will. The words Hail Solek became a greeting of sorts, specifically in the comment sections of many BioTube videos. Solek has even gathered a small Discord community, which is surprising, to say the least. Even better, as a personal achievement, I've been able to get grown men to write up essays on a $7 toy from a dead toy line. Wait a second. That's what I'm doing right now. Darn it.